Hello, my friends. So, we are so far behind, it's not even funny. According to my calendar, we should already be part way, at least a third way through the second season of Kaon, and we should be starting Demon Slayer by now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind, it's not even funny. Anyway, I'm trying to play catch up as best I can. So, here we are. Now, I have figured out a little bit how to do what's the word I'm looking for? More streamlined in terms of recording. So I was looking at the how-tos, and apparently in terms of out of sync audio and visual for screen recording in particular, usually that happens if a clip is too long or too short. So I noticed when I record my music reactions, if I gave myself at least a 30 seconds to a minute buffer at the beginning and at least 30 seconds to a minute buffer at the end, even if I pause part way, I didn't have it fall behind. Now I haven't paused and then gone back, clicked back to something and see if that has affected anything. So I haven't done that yet. But I have paused, talked, and pressed play. And for the most part, the audio and visual is still pretty in sync. I know it's a little off, but not so distractingly off. So my hope is that being able to record my screen at the same time as well as record my video and audio will streamline this a little bit. Again, I've mentioned I've upgraded the RAM on my computer for a hopeful future endeavor. Once some paperwork goes through and I know for a fact that I can do what I hope to do, then I'll make an announcement, hey, this is coming up next in my life. Until that happens, I'm not going to mention anything more than what I already have. Anime-wise, pretty straightforward. We're going to have a good time. Where are my earbuds? Okay. But in terms of anything coming up in the future, like I said, we're playing catch up right now. So my hope is, once I finish playing catch up, I will be updating the calendar a little bit more. I am as I'm fulfilling things that I've recorded already and have posted. I've been like clicking them off and getting them done. So my hope is by the end of June, we'll be all caught up and on time. And then, hopefully nothing else major happens that will completely and utterly throw off the schedule like happened last time. So that's kind of usually what happened. I was waiting for stuff and then other asininery happened around me. I'm using that word a lot because I really like saying asinine, okay? I don't curse. I don't try to. But it allows me to kind of near curse, basically. And it's a fitting word. So without further ado, on YouTube, there is no sound, partial image, keeps the copyright monsters at bay. Copyright kaiju, I should start saying now. Though apparently music video wise, it's a little different. So that's been unique for me. But anime wise, yeah, not gonna happen. So anyway, without further ado, let's dive in. Ooh, loud, 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 loud. Ooh. It's always raining every time. But I guess we're in the middle of monsoon season? How did they find this out? Girl, you've been caught. I was wondering if this was coming back on us. Oh no. No, you can't. Well, first of all, these clubs are crap. They're terrible. For only 50% profit. Mm. Mm. Yeah, your early projects are probably going to feel more loss than profit. I knew it. I knew it that this was going to happen. Is that we were going to get the beginning of establishing the club, doing the video for the robot club, and now we're going outside the school. Yeah. Nice phone. Mm. Now, we just touched on her getting caught by the head of the student council for taking a cut of some rent there, which I wonder if that money has now been taken from her. And now she has to find another way for them to make money. Uh oh. But I said this before. So I said 12 episodes. I realized, oh, we're dealing with a 3-act series, a very clean 3-act series. Sometimes like one kind of blurs into the other and you can't tell, but this one you can really tell. The end of episode 4, what is it? The presentation in front of the student council to solidify that they were a club and to give them a budget. Episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8, the other 4 ones, are about making the project and getting money for the robot club and developing that project and working through their first real commission. And I said, this next arc, we're going to going outside of the school, probably for the film competition or something like that. And I was right. And not the film competition, but we are going outside of the school for this next arc to kind of establish them as artists. Now, again, the question is, this might get them in trouble with the school. Which surprise, call me surprise. Hmm. Cool thinking. That's cool. Oh, must have rerouted the water source to make it more of a factory to use it. Okay, now her imagination is really going off kilter. Wow, both of them were like very imaginative kids. It makes sense. Oh, I'm forgetting their names now. It's quite an industrial area. It kind of makes sense because they're, a rich girl's an only child with their shorty pie, cutie pie. I have a feeling she just spent more time in her head, didn't really play with her brother very much. And, well, again, hand drawing the sound effects done by the voice actors is great. Yeah. It must be clean water then for them to put their vegetables in. It must be very clean water. Yeah, she is. She's always had to know something. Oh, kappas. Yeah, I know what those are. Oh, there's a picture of them right there. It is very clean. What are they pouring in the water, though? I'm wondering if they're pouring something in the water to keep it clean. They're pouring something in there. We just saw that. Wow. Oh. This is kind of a cool and intense and kind of scary place. Real is this area again? I've asked this before. Cool. Fruit and. Oh, why does she talk like that? Oh, like the jellyfish. There's an audience over somewhere. Hmm. They did accomplish a lot for just two people. I mean, I know they played. Sometimes she puts her hair up is when she eats. I do when I eat. I take my glasses off. That actually sounds kind of delicious. Mmm. So it's like sharing it. Mmm. Yeah, it is. Mmm. Apparently, it's pretty popular. Does well. People are visiting it. Oh, jeez. Red pepper bomb. I like how it's so steamy back there, but are all old people back there. You can tell. More and more businesses are closing. Yeah. Mm. That's cool. Asakusa. 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 She says their names right. Mm. She's working. Again, if you use social media as a tool and not as a place to stick around, it's oh, that's really nice. She's a nice phone. Hmm. I like it. That's cool. Yeah, but we gotta use your face for the merchandise in the works. Wow. It is. You can also take it to like I'll talk a little bit about that. I've experienced that for the first time with K-pop and stuff. It is. What a great producer. I mean, blackmailing aside, she's a great producer. Again, using social media as a tool. That is a Mizusaki. Oh, she's animating this now. Or voicing this now. Ah, that's why it matters to her. Mm. 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 Oh, baby Kanamori. Mini more. That was so cute. What was that laugh that just came out of me? Baby. Again, even though. Mm, mm, mm. Again, I love the use for their memories when they're in each other's imagination. That. Mm, mm, she did. Oh, there's a word for it. Mm. There's a word for it if you have trouble with numbers. It's like dyslexia, but with numbers. Maybe she has that. That's amazing. That's really nice of him. Hmm. That's cool and helpful. Clever girl. But like I said, I love this when they're in each other's memories, how hand drawn and incomplete it is, like a sketch. But it also just shows how great Kanamori has in terms of her um but it also shows how great of a chemistry Kanamori has with her friends that they can kind of be in each other's memories in a way. Mm. Mama did it filmed, huh? Mm. Wow, it just fade away. There's a lot that goes on. There's so much more at play. Me regulars, you do. Mm. It's important to have both. Quality product, great, but if no one knows about it, it's not gonna do well. Mm. There. That'd be really, really cool. And guess what? It is a yeah, monorail unfinished, projects unfinished. It's a weird conglomeration of just history. It's very strange and interesting. And the town is so weird. The city's so weird. You could easily like hide things in there. It's cool. Oh, again, it's cool. Again, I love it when they're in their memories and they're in their It's just really cool how they just the voice actors as voice characters. Keep looking at the display. I always do that. Mm. Also, what's interesting is that if people really like the anime, that's cool. They're gonna be like, "Hey, wait, that's a real place. Let me go see this real place." That could bring people there because they people. I mean, that's what happened to the town that they filmed. Oh wow! Looks like they're dealing with like a computer club of some kind. And then our sound people, again, all the people who are involved who also need to be paid. Financial backers? Interesting. The first step of it all coming together, but there's still a long way to go. Yeah, that's why she was so. Oh wow. Jamie O'Connor because it's about Shibahama. No. The Young Persons Association. Kind of reminds me of mm. She's so sneaky. Like the jellyfish that was in his noodle shop. Nice. Jellyfish down. I know, but there's a difference between reality and the physics of your world. Yeah. No, it doesn't. I guess. Uh, Performed. It's a performance. Oh my gosh. Brain unlocked. Mm. Oh gosh, she's having an epiphany moment. I love this. Hmm. Oh, now she's Oh, wow. That is a great way of explaining it. Performance. We get a taste of that. And still not so later. Hmm. Her shadow is interesting. It's got color to it against this white background. It's interesting. It's like the way she's so simplified and focused on, but the shadow is like a myriad of purples and blues. You might not need to have that in there. Like the reasoning why, again, look at the display on the camera every time. Every time. Okay. I didn't think about either. Like, but we get an Easter egg of that, or a foreshadowing of that in the last episode. When Mizuzaki, yeah, when her parents realizes they were watching the performance as they were watching the anime, what influences in the anime were their daughters. And they had realized our daughter's a performer this whole time, but this is how she performs. But they didn't put it into explicit words, it was more of an epiphany. And it's a small, kind of sweet epiphany when you kind of realize, about your child, not something big, because they're adults. They're not going to have these big moments, especially about their own child, which they clearly know very well, which I really love. That, yes, they're super busy, but they're not, like, neglectful. She has a great loving parents, a great relationship with them. And also, them wanting her to be an actor is not as serious as we thought it was. She had, being a kid, had built this up in her head to a huge degree. A little bit with, like, and running away from them. But then when we see the parents, it's like, it's important, but, like, not a big deal. Because she's still getting to perform, but in her own way. And they're fine with that, which is kind of cool. And she's making friends, which they love. And then we get Azuka. We get her. We like these names, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I kind of more his name down. But then she has a big epiphany, being the way that she is, that this is a performance. Of course, this is a performance. And there's an art book. I have to reread it. I had to find it where I put it. But the idea is that as an artist, when you're writing, when you're drawing, you're painting, you're an interpreter of the real world. You will never depict the real world via a camera or art or any of that, but you can interpret it. But you have to, as a craftsman, just like an interpreter needs to really know the language well and the ins and outs of it and the nuances to be a great interpreter. An artist needs to really understand their craft incredibly well to be a great artist and to be a great interpreter of the world around them. And so, Azukasa, oh no, I promise, I swear. She has this big epiphany. I'm just going straight into the review. Because I still have time. She has this big epiphany, kind of, oh my gosh, I'm a performer. What I've been doing is performance. And I've mentioned this before, and you see this in this anime, you see this in Mob Psycho 100, you see it especially in a more grounded anime like Hibiki Euphonium and Violet Evergarden, is that there is real world physics and then there's anime physics. Now, the more grounded your anime is, the more it reflects more accurately real world physics. But there are things that you're going to see in anime, like the sizes of tears, the way hair moves, things like that does not happen in real life. Unless the wind is blowing the right way and just stuff like that. But again, this anime is an interpretation of the real world. And sometimes that interpretation is far loose, like with Eizouken, like with Mob Psycho, when you really play with the medium and the stretching and the squishing and the colors and desaturations and the lack of a background and the simplification, which doesn't happen in real life. But that's the physics of the anime we're dealing with, and it makes sense in this world. Just like big giant tears about the size of like pinky fingernails or the size of dimes, going down the face. Oh gosh, I hope this is lined up. I'm replaying the anime right now, and I'm really hoping that the sound and the image is lined up well. On the export, it kind of looks a little better. We'll see what happens. Anyway, it's not too bad, but it's not perfect. So, oh, what was home this? Oh, yeah, things are real world. So, obviously, in real life, you're not gonna have tears the size of dimes or nickels rolling down your face. Is not possible. But you need that in anime. You need that visual like that. So we see Eizouken. Yes, we see she gets sometimes too wrapped up in the realism, and it frustrates Kanamori a lot. And she gets too hung up in the details. And there's a way artistically that she realized, because it's a performance, the audience needs to see certain things to understand what's going on. Because it's great, she understands it in her head, but the audience needs to understand it. So she can still get her laserless laser, her lightless laser, because that's how it works. You're going to see when it hits something, you're not going to see it travel through the air. But certain things need to happen so the audience understands this is the machine, it shot a laser, that's what destroyed, this is the work it needs to do in order to be able to shoot this laser, or shoot this weapon, however it is. And if you give the audience enough visual cues, their brain will fill in the rest. This was a really fun episode. It kind of makes sense that, okay, this would spur on Kanamori because they got found out by the student council, so they lost their money. At least they lost the extra money that they were getting versus their fixed budget, which might have only been used for that project. And now they're doing an extracurricular one, and Kanamori, being the person she was, she didn't do blackmail, but she did do all the right discourse, the things that she needed to do. She got approval, she went to all the proper channels. What they're doing is legit, so there is no worry of like unscrupulous things. And because it takes place in what was it, Shibayama? Is this a real place, by the way? Because it's a crazy cool looking town. Because of where it's placed, and it's like, hey, this is an anime that's way longer than the little short that we got, like a few minutes. This is a full anime that takes place in this town. And the Chamber of Commerce, which has a lot to do with, and I remember this because of the Sakura Quest anime, about the young girl who gets invited to be the queen of this kind of dying town to kind of revitalize, what's the word I'm looking for, tourism. This is a fun anime. I'm so glad I want to react to this because I really wanted to. I knew this was going to be a really, really fun time. I was going to react to episodes 9 and 10 back to back. However, it's late and I have to be at work really early tomorrow morning. So I'm going to get more recorded tomorrow. But slowly and surely, we'll get all caught up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience with me. There's really no announcements to say. Again, we're playing catch up with music and we're playing catch up with anime. I know for Patreon, my plan was to do live action reviews, to do retro react and react to Lois and Clark, but I just realized there's a reason that channels run by one person, if not two, focus on one thing. Especially channels run by one person who does all their own editing and stuff is pretty much, one person. Like, they focus on one thing, on anime or music or live action. They don't do everything unless, again, they have multiple people a part of their channel. I am one person, so I realize I bit off more than I can chew. This is not my full-time job. I'd love it for it to be, but it's not, so I have to kind of treat it as such and just really enjoy it. it is what it is. Again, I don't know if you're interested in my Patreon. I do have one. I paused payments for June. I might pause them for July as well until I'm officially all caught up. I don't think I will be. I'm hoping to be, but I think I'm gonna also pause them for July just because I think it's the right thing to do. And then we'll continue on from there. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.